Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a Nations Cup game for you today. Team Spain against Team Belarus. Um, this is a Group A matchup. Belarus beat the U.S. They're 1-0. Spain lost to the U.S. They're 0-1. So Spain needs to win both of their last two games and they will qualify for the next round. Belarus just needs to win this one or their game against Sweden. So we will see how things go. We're going to be watching from Spain's side today. I got this recording from Harib. Since it's a team game, we'll be watching at 1.5 speed. And looking at the opening hands here, hello, Alex. Looking at the opening hands here, we've got what looks to me like quite a nice hand, as long as Belarus does not have Marshall, and they clearly do not. So a nice Europe dump in the headline. Okay, hate to see Middle East if you're Spain. But should be a nice with Europe and Middle East dumped in the headline. This should be a fight for Asia. So we might see a nice Iran coup here on AR1 with NATO. That would be my play, but we'll see what... I would take an Iran coup with NATO, and then I'd take a Thailand coup with duck and cover if I were Spain. Let's see if that is what in fact they go with. So we may need to speed this one up to double speed, given that it is a team game, which generally take longer. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Okay, here we go. So now... Team Spain they're thinking of not coupping and instead taking a quick Asia dom. All right. A little surprised to see that with duck. I like the coup of Iran followed by the Malaysia coup with duck. But okay, 3 in Pakistan. You could take a duck coup of Pakistan. Doesn't allow a coup back, but now you need a 5 to get anything in there. I don't know that that's great. Yeah, I think I really would have rather just coup Iran to prevent that exact play. You could see a China card coup of Pakistan, but then you're still going to eat a coup back. Okay. A little surprised to see that as well. Yes, Harib and Ani Palmer on the Spain side. Okay, India and Philippines to stop Dom. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm a little more coup happy than these guys are. I would have definitely tried the Iran coup. Anything but a 1 is a good roll. But okay. Spain gets their captured Nazi off. Just don't like conceding Pakistan and India so easily. All right, we are at AR4 now, and neither team has mill-ops. I like trying to get DEFCON down to 4 and try and get a duck coup in on Malaysia. But Belarus might not even go into Malaysia because because Team Spain is not at all playing like a team that has that has a D card or Vietnam. Yeah, not really a good place to go with just a 1-op here. You're going to have to coup at some point. So EEU is not a terrible event to trigger here. I would personally play UN for the event here, clean out our hand, and then which gives us an extra card on turn 2. Gives us a better chance to draw decall or destall. Okay. I like getting that extra card on turn 2, but all right, we'll see what they want to do now. AR5 now, and neither have Millops. I mean, I think a duck coup of Pakistan at this point is not bad, given that if you get a decent roll, you can put stuff, you can jam stuff in there, and then they have to coup. Belarus has to coup. EEU coup of Pakistan's okay, but you're just going to draw a coup back. Although I guess you're going to UN. Their plan here is to UN duck, because if you can UN duck, then it keeps DEFCON higher, gives us a better chance to contest Thailand. They're thinking hard about this play. So a duck coup of Pakistan makes sense. An EEU coup of Pakistan makes sense. Okay, and instead they decide to poke West Germany and overprotect North Korea. So still, that's 5 ARs without Millops. Now you can use now obviously you can use Duck to take France and take Europe Dom, but Europe is scored, and you need to coup. So I don't know how big a threat this is. Okay, 5-year plan. Okay, they're going to protect France. Okay, and here we are. AR6, both teams still need Millops. This is a little bit crazy. Okay, so a coup of Pakistan makes sense. Trying to get a 4. Oh, and they get a 5. So that's a great roll. They get one in there. And force. And Belarus can't coup that back because they use Duck. So they've got to coup Iraq or eat 3 VPs here. That's a big roll for Belarus. Now, if they had just rolled that 5 on Iran to start the game, they wouldn't have to deal with any of this. And then they could get into Pakistan and Libya, Pakistan and India at their leisure, and maybe could have cooed Malaysia with Duck. So I am a little confused as to why Spain started the way they did. Obviously, yes, the Middle East was scored, which makes the Iran coup not as good, but it is key in fighting for Asia as well. Okay. Oh, Belarus going to try the event, and they hit it. So that gives them 2 VPs. They save another 2 VP on Millop, so they concede 1. And now here we are. It's turn 2, and Spain gets a much better hand here. Purge, de Gaulle, decalled, blockade with defectors in hand. Oh my goodness. And yeah, this definitely is a hand where I wish we had not saved UN intervention because I would want to hold defectors to turn 3. Um, but yeah, this seems like a great purge hand. Unless we think that Belarus might try to dump Asia in the headline, in which case decall would be better. But I like purge, um, get DEFCON down, and then decall. I don't like giving my opponent a coup in Africa. But we'll see if they go purge or decall. Decall is a fine event too, but with Europe scored, there's much better stuff out there. So we've seen NATO. Purge and NTB are in the USSR hand. Have not seen Marshall. Have not seen US Japan. Decall headline. Okay, there goes CIA. I think you've got to go Lao here. I think you just go into the African one stabs, and if they coup a CIA, you coup back DEFCONs 2. No. Okay. Yep. And Alex is pointing out correctly that if you go Lao, it's going to get cooed. So you need to get into Malaysia instead. This takes Asia Dom. Okay. So they went Indonesia, Malaysia, South Africa, and Tunisia, avoiding the African one stabs. Okay, that should set up an interesting game of chicken over those one stabs and who wants to step into Angola and lower DEFCON to 2. So Belarus is going to see that Spain does not have Asia. So if Belarus does not step into Malaysia here, I think you'll see a battleground coup from from Spain. That will lower DEFCON to 3. Okay. So that's going to stop Asia Dom. I think the play here is to just coup if you're Spain. That lowers Okay. All right, that takes Asia Dom back. Now you still could get couped out of Malaysia. I was thinking of a coup which lowers DEFCON to 3, gets you your mill ops, guarantees you Thailand, and then if Belarus wants to coup, they can, but that's lowering DEFCON to 2, and then we get Angola. Okay, now they take a coup of Pakistan, and they miss. Wow, that's huge. Okay. Huge one there. I mean, again, we've still got a little bit of awkwardness here on Spain's part because they'll want to get their mill ops, but they won't want to lower DEFCON to 2. They could trigger AI war if they felt like they needed to. I think you want to take Thailand here, though. You could take Thailand and Algeria with Purge. That's reasonable. Yeah, Thailand's reasonable. Algeria's reasonable. Okay, so Belarus now with 4 countries in Asia and Spain with 6. IP war's gone. We've seen it. So if Belarus has Asia, I think they're going to be eating a domination here. Okay, just a 2-op goes, yeah, Taiwan. That makes sense too. Now you're going to use the 3 to go, yep, that's easy. Yeah, that play didn't accomplish much for Belarus. Just forced them to. That's kind of one of those plays that forces your opponent to make a good play. It's theoretically good because you want to make threats, but you knew that Spain could answer those threats. Now, of course, Spain does not have. They don't have very many ops left. They could use China though. We'll see if they opt to do that. So, in terms of the U.S.'s chances to advance, the outcome of this game doesn't really matter for that. Okay, here we go. So they're going to patch up West Germany and go Costa Rica. A little confused by that. Seems a little early for Costa Rica, but okay. If Spain wins this game, then we need Sweden. Then if Sweden wins both of their games, we are in. If Belarus wins this game, then if Sweden loses both games, we are in. And if Sweden splits their 2 games, then this result doesn't matter at all, and it all comes down to turn score. Okay, spacing soc.govs. Yeah, I think Spain will want a coup on AR6. Because then if the US goes into Angola, that's a nice coup target for next turn. Now, the space of soc.gov suggests to me that Belarus does have destall. So the blockade event maybe not too bad here. You've got Nasser to help you in the Middle East. I don't know how important this is. I don't know. I might have triggered blockade there. Yeah, you could see Suez, which would be annoying. But okay, and there's Cambridge 5. Yeah, lock up Burma and Egypt, which makes sense. That locks in a Middle East dom. Okay, AR6. Yeah, Spain has to coup, so they'll coup. Panama coup makes sense. You kind of need a 5. Okay, they get a 4. I was going to say if you could get a 5, you could even try a crazy roll in South Africa, but too many better targets out there. Yeah, I think I would have triggered blockade the space after seeing soc.gov space there. I don't know that Syria is that important. I'm not sure Belarus is going to want to poke Libya here. Okay, there's Warsaw. So oh, and a Lao flip stops Dom. Six countries to 6. Now Vietnam can take Asia Dom back. Nasser can stop Middle East Dom. I think this seems to me like a Vietnam headline. This seems like a nice, easy Vietnam headline to get Asia Dom. Then you have the option to just dump the scoring AR1 with the Angola situation where it is. I think this is Vietnam. Now, Belarus does have. Oh, there's a defectors redraw, and again, this is why I like to hold defectors. Okay, so now, okay, we're going to see UN and Marshall. Clearly, those. Wow. All right, that would be aggressive, but I love it. Threaten Asia Dom, take Angola. And the Colombia play is fine too. You know, D-Stall is in Belarus's hand. It's not coming back. Your only chance to get into South America is through Colombia. Yeah. So, yes, as I was about to say, a U.S. Japan headline from Belarus would have made sense. I liked the Colombia play, but I guess could be here that that Spain feels like they've got too much to do and not enough ops to do it with, because the Colombia play is a big threat. So this play suggests we might see Belarus, we might see China. Why am I mixing up these countries? We might see Spain rather give up the idea of Asia Dom in order to make gains in Africa. Our country count now is 7-6 in Asia. So a simple poke for 2 ops can stop Dom. Oh, they're going to just coup. Oh my goodness, what an enormous miss. Wow. Wow. Okay. So now anything but a 1 there secures Angola and Zaire. Now Spain with the option, they could score their Asia Dom here, or they could take Nigeria and Angola. Which I think this is probably the better play. This is a question of long term versus short term. Do they want VPs now or later? If you want VPs now, concede Angola and Zaire, fight for them next turn, and score your Asia Dom. But I think I like this better, because we will see 3 Japan, I have to think. Or maybe even a Vietnam flip. Yeah, so very, very interesting play there. They decide to go for the long-term play of securing those countries in Africa. So now Belarus will certainly stop Asia Dom here. We know they have at least one 4-op in U.S. Japan, and there it is. Going to take Japan and beef up Laos. Okay, so now Spain can use China to take Taiwan, reestablish Dom. They can't poke the 1 stab, so they could try to fight this, but then you might just see Belarus do some pokes and keep poking. So they could have taken 7 VPs in Asia. Now Asia's only 2. They're going to event Nasser. I don't think I'd respond to that if I were Belarus. It's not. So we'll see how that decision plays out for Spain. They opted for VPs later rather than now, but I don't think they're scoring Asia Dom here, even with China, unless Belarus's hand is known and terrible. That's a little bit of a weird play. Taking Egypt to reestablish Middle East Dom. Okay, So okay, Jam of India gets Dom back. We're just going to see a poke, though. Yeah. And now we'll go Formosan. Then we'll see another poke. And then we'll probably see Asia 5-year planned rather than just taking the 2. Belarus has D-stall in their hand. I'm not sure what else. Okay, so they're giving Suez. Probably poke Thailand and go France. Yep. Yeah, and now I think I'd 5-year plan Asia and forfeit my 2 VPs to take Zaire, take Thailand back. Yeah, and 1 into France. This seems fine. Plus, get 5-year plan out of your hand for the mid-war. This is fine too. That makes no. I don't like that. We've got to get into Zaire. I think one Thailand is a must, one Zaire is a must, and then either overprotect Thailand or 1 France. Boy, I sure don't like leaving Angola there all by its lonesome, but okay, that's what they go with. There's AI War going to space for Millop purposes. Okay, here we go, turn 4. And this is a pretty good hand. No South America access, but Alliance is free. We've got 2 big 4 ops. We've got De Gaulle if we want to take France. Portuguese is nice in Angola if we get coup out of there. This is a very nice hand. But yeah, this VP tracker could look very different if Spain had decided to just go ahead and score their Dom in Asia. Let's see what they go with. We Will Bury You is reasonable here. No. Oh, wow. Kitchen headline. And then nothing to grab. Without any VP, because De Gaulle didn't change the VP situation. Kitchen was not active, and they headlined it anyway. Okay, now I think you just take a coup in Iran. Okay, yeah, that's fine too. And then you're giving up a coup in Africa. You can still get your mill ops with Korean War. Okay, this is reasonable. Take a Europe Dom. You'll still have Dom in Africa. Okay, Che is actually quite helpful. Yeah, no access to Panama, but that gives mill ops to Spain. So that was actually quite helpful. Ooh, a mid-turn purge. Wow. You don't see that every day, particularly in the mid-war as the USSR. Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. That's painful. Yep, got to go right into Colombia there. Yep, that'll fill Venezuela and Brazil. Yep. Yep. Can't allow a jam there. Woof. Okay, there's blockade. Will we see a 4-op here? No known 4-ops in Belarus's hand, but of course they could have an unknown 4-op. Yep, and there it is. Okay, they're going to space D-stall. They'll hit it. And we don't really have a card to stop the double. So this is very interesting. 8 VPs on the board for Belarus. They have a path to 20 with South America. But now Spain has a path to Europe control. With a simple brush war. Okay, and they're gonna space again. They're gonna miss that one. Oh, sorry, Alex. I'm not in any Discord actually. I'm just calling the game by my lonesome. Here we go. So AR6, they're creeping. So Spain has decided to creep down to Peru and try and sneak into Chile that way. There's cultural. They give up a VP to take Chile. That makes sense. I think we might just see a poke of Chile. Yeah. I think that's reasonable. Okay, Brezhnev to Afghanistan. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Brush and Europe scoring. Hold the phones, folks. Hold the phones. Yeah, this is a clear Brush headline. Defectors is gone. We've got a full-strength Brush on Italy coming, and then an AR1 fill of West Germany could be your ball game. Missile Envy will pull Usuri or Kennedy. Oh, and he hits a 3! He gets the 3 and flips Italy. Now, Belarus doesn't even have presence in Europe. This is a good question. I don't think you want to give up a face-up China card here. It's going to take you at least, because you have to fill West Germany, which is going to take 2 ARs. So you're not going to be able to win the game until AR3 at the earliest with Europe control. So Missile Envy has to go, I think, France, West Germany. Allende, Decall, Africa, Independent Reds. Okay, that was a nice Kennedy, but I still think better than giving up Usuri. Okay. Now France is overprotected. The Pope does nothing here. Best play for Belarus, I think, is assault for Brush and hope you hit Italy. But even then, if they do that, Spain will just take Portugal. Wow, what a turn of events. So Belarus had France. They had it locked down with, and then Suez. They had to give Suez to stop Dom in Asia. Yeah, this makes sense. No reason to do anything else. Lock it up. Now I think the only thing that stops this is a 5-year plan, but 5-year plan's gone. So there's no path here. There's no path. Spain has this. Wow, what a turn of events. A Europe control win by the Soviets on turn 5. When they were down 3 battlegrounds to 2 on turn 3. And instead, they're going to score Europe control and win the game and stay alive. Wow, what a game. Congratulations to Team Spain. They improved to 1-1 in Nations Cup. Belarus falls to 1-1. So Spain will play against Sweden, and if they can win that one, they will advance. Belarus also plays Sweden, and if they win that one, then they will advance. And the U.S. is hoping that we can advance over Sweden. That Sweden wins both of those games and leaves both Belarus and Spain with 2 losses, or that they split the 2 games, but we finish ahead of them on turn score. So. Thank you very much for watching. This was a little bit of a wild one, but Spain takes care of business on a thrilling Europe control win that just came about all of a sudden. Turn 4 with De Gaulle, purge, blockade, and then a brush on Italy. Turn 5, just a wild one to watch. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And come on back tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time. I've got Michael Stryker in what should be a fun one. That's our OTSL Division Championship game. I am 12-1 on the season. Michael 11-2. This is the last game for both of us, and the winner takes home the division title. So join me then. But for now, this is Justin Abramson saying so long for just a while. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.